he needed more of his teammates to do the same.
Back to the Nuggets locker room, Aaron Gordon talking to Katie Wingy.
Respond to their physicality. Coach said you guys were reactionary and kind of climbing uphill, if you will. How do you respond in Game 3 to their physicality?
We got to come out with a better mindset, set the tone. You know, understand that's what they're looking to do is, you know, kind of like impose their will. So can't allow them to do that.
From a fundamental basketball standpoint, what's the biggest concern in terms of things you need to fix for Game 3?
Yeah, just owning your spot. You know, that's part of fundamentals. Using a little bit of deception, like V cuts, L cuts. You know, taking them lower than you need to go to get to the spot on the floor. So, just setups in general. I think that's going to contribute to fundamentals. Ball screening is going to be important. Rip throughs. You know, just back to basics.
Coach said he didn't want to flush this one. How do you use this as motivation?
Well, honestly, no loss feels good, you know. Not entirely sure.
How can you draw on experience, whether it was, you know, the loss to the Clippers in Game 3 or last year, some tough playoff losses, and showing y'all can bounce back? Can you draw on that experience, I guess?
Sure. You know, I like the way this team responds, so I'm excited for Game 3.
How do you get them off of Jokic from being so physical? Is that as teammates, can you do that through schemes and picks and ways to get them away from him a little bit?
Yeah, you can, but if they're gonna let them push him and shove him, or like two hands on him, root him out, the knee, you know, you got elbows and all types of stuff they're doing to him that's not necessarily legal. There's not much that you can do. Got to play through it. If they're not going to call it, then they're not going to call it. But, yeah, we can help hit them. But, you know, they're fouling the guy.
You were one of the guys who were kind of arguing that fifth call, that one that Jaylen kind of backed into him and they reviewed it. What did you see there?
Yeah, they're calling the second foul almost every time. You know, they're fouling Joker first. And then, you know, Joker's reactionary, and they do get the second guy a lot of the times. But they're fouling him, you know, point blank period throughout the game. And it's a thing where, you know, you can't call every foul, or you'd be calling a foul every single play. But they're fouling him. I also mentioned to Joe, you got to play through it. You know, you got to play through it. You got to be stronger, be more physical. All of us do. We all got to play through it because, you know, they're not going to call a foul every single play. Yeah, it's a very handsy team.
That's not the first team that's tried to do that to him, though, right?
No, but they're letting a lot go.
How beneficial was it to have Game 3 and 4 at home now and, you know, taking that first one here?
Very important, very important. Obviously, we didn't like the outcome of this game, but we did what we came here to do, and that was get home court.
AG, what have you seen from DA in terms of how he's handled or addressed the team after the two big losses this postseason?
DA's been excellent.
Was there any thought as to you guys not wanting to play in the third quarter, or did you guys want to be out there even with the margin where it was at that point?
No, we didn't think about that.
How much is Russ bring to you guys against a team like this that extends pressure? Having a guy that can just kind of get downhill on the straight line.
Huge. Russ has been huge for us all year long. So we
basically it was one team playing tonight. Even the turnovers, misses, they were aggressive, they were going by us, they were rebounding the ball, they were just better, they were much better than us today, and that's the score. That's why the score is so bad.
Nikola, how do you deal with their physicality when it seems like you're always getting called reaction, you personally reacting? How do you deal and kind of play through their physicality if they're going to let, especially the smaller guys?
I mean, just try to fight for the position as best as you can, you know, and deal with consequences.
And then you fouled out in the third quarter. I think that's the first time you've had that happen in the NBA, at least. Was the last foul out of frustration to get out, or can you just talk about fouling out?
No, it was just, you know, I think I wanted to set a good screen on Jamal because they were so physical, handsy on him, and it happens, you know.
What impact did you feel like Jalen Williams made when they brought him in and had him on you a bit more?
I mean, they had him on me even last game, so it was not the big difference in the last game. So he's there to be aggressive, to be into me, you know. So not. He didn't do nothing different. He was doing the same thing what he was doing last game.
Nikola, this is your guys' second big loss of the postseason. What have you seen from David Edelman in terms of handling it?
I mean, he handled how it's supposed to be. We need to get better. We need to be better. It's not his fault. I think it's everybody's fault. I mean, it's a little bit his fault too. I mean, but collectively as a group, we need to be much better to not react to attack them.
Nikola, you guys have had some tough playoff losses, including one last round. Can you draw on that ability to not just forget about the game, but turn the page to the next game and not dwell on the loss?
I think we should not forget about it. I think we should learn from it, and be much better. And where we made the mistakes, we were not being aggressive. We were what we did in the first game, what we did not in the second game. So, so just we need to learn from it.
You obviously had a lot to say to Scott Foster after that fifth foul.
I was just asking. I didn't say nothing. I think I just said I can ask questions.
And I think Russ got a technical earlier in the game too. I think he came over. It looked like he was defending you sort of after Jalen Williams.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Russ is a great teammate. He's always going to be there, and it's always a reaction, So he reacted, and he got a technical. Is it? How to say? Did he deserve it or not? That's not my to talk.
Do you appreciate it though when teammates come over sort of to your defense and things like that?
Yes, of course.
Nikola, David said that he felt like you guys wanted to go out there and after halftime and still play even as big as the margin.
Yes, of course. I mean, they were aggressive. They were hitting us. We wanted to have a reaction. We just didn't. We were not disciplined, and everybody was kind of doing their own thing, and we cannot win like that. Every single person needs to step up and be better.
Were there any conversations just between players about wanting to?
I mean, we understand. We understand that this is not what we want, of course. So we need to be much better.
I know you mentioned that J. Will didn't necessarily do anything different tonight, but when they are throwing a variety of bigs at you, seems like you always have someone with fresh legs on you. Just how much of a challenge does that present?
I mean, since last 3-4 years, I think that's what team doing to me. So it's not something that I didn't see before.
Nikola, it's clear, and we talked to MPJ, that his shoulder's obviously limiting him. So what's it say about the effort he is giving you, knowing that he can't extend his arms all the way on offense or grabbing a ball off the glass or whatever?
I mean, he's fighting. Of course, I think it's a good thing, and we appreciate it. But I think that cannot be excuse. So if that cannot be excused, that's my just opinion.
What are your thoughts on Thunder fans booing Russ for the first time?
Booing Westbrook?
Yes.
When?
Early, like first quarter.
He had a jumper.
Yeah, he had a jumper in the corner.
I don't know. No, that's